Hello, relatives. Welcome to this week's Schlagbite for the week October 10th, 2016, entitled Old Guys Rock. I missed the second presidential debate, also the first. I just escaped the nausea that listening to this campaign has inspired, and instead I went to Coachella, California, to listen to the greatest array of musical talent ever assembled. I went to restore my loving soul, and it was an extraordinary experience. On a polo field that was at least 2 football fields long and as wide, I watched and listened to Bob Dylan, the Rolling Stones, Neil Young, Paul McCartney, The Who, and Roger Waters. I listened along with 100,000 other aficionados to 6 2-hour concerts. It was beyond belief. For 3 nights, we listened to the greatest musical talent and genius of the last 50 years. I went with my son and grandson, who also loved the music, and we made it a luxurious boys' trip. We camped in a luxury 32-foot RV, lined up to thousands of others from all over the world, and all united by a love of the music. And these grounds became an instant community of shared spirit. Thousands of others camping in tents and cars and teepees. They had a general store, there were hot showers, lots of entertainment to keep you busy if you weren't recovering from the night before. The concerts all started at about 6:30, had a 45-minute intermission between the performers. We sat on low folding chairs, which we set up in the grass, leaving us some room to dance, but we were so far away I couldn't see the stage. But the big screens and the sound system were extraordinary. Dylan is 75 years old. He opened the show on Friday night and launched right into "Everybody Must Get Stoned," and the crowd was with him immediately. He actually never spoke to us. He rarely does. But he played old songs and new ones, had a great backup band, and he sounded better than ever. And when I sat and looked around me at that mass of music lovers, I waxed nostalgic, imagined it was still possible to come together in community and change the world. After intermission, the Rolling Stones strolled in to start me up, and Mick Jagger at 73 pranced up and down the runway for 2 hours. We were electrified. And I said afterwards it was the best concert I'd ever attended. My routine there was a morning yoga class, breakfast, and then a nap until the evening performance. On Saturday night, Neil Young, 70, gave an incredible performance and owned the crowd, only to be followed by Paul McCartney, 74, who did it all, from the Beatles to his solo albums, and then a sensational duet with Neil. And by the time at least 70,000 people were swaying together to "Hey Jude," it felt like the age of enlightenment had dawned. And when it was over, I said, this is the best concert I've ever attended. Sunday night, while the debate was on, The Who came out, and Peter Townshend, 71, thanked the audience and was amazed that so many people would want to, in his words, watch these old guys dance. But by the time they got to the Pinball Wizard, there wasn't a soul who wasn't dancing. Roger Waters, 73, closed the show. And he is still a potent political voice. Roger couldn't resist projecting Trump's racist, sexist, degrading statements up against the wall while launching a huge inflatable pink Trump pig. What can I say? It was the greatest 12 hours of music by the greatest musicians, songwriters, poets, and philosophers of the last 60 years. And there we were, 3 generations, listening to these other old guys still doing what they love to do and can still do so well. To an audience who appreciated their genius. There was no one who was left uninspired. They surely made me a believer. Do what you love doing and still can. You don't have to fill a polo field of admirers, but you just have to tell your story and listen to those of others. This lineup will never happen again, but I'm coming back if anything close to it does happen. I want to feel it one more time. I want to watch my son and grandson holding on to each other as Roger sang Wish You Were Here. In the midst of this ugly, divisive campaign, I came to a place that reminded me of the healing power of music and love. To those of your relatives who are celebrating the season of the 10 days of awe, I wish you the best in the coming year. May you be inscribed in the book of life. May joy, productivity, and growth continue to smile upon you. Have a great week. I say this for all my relations. Mitakuye.